Hello. Hello, how are you doing there? Yeah, my name's Chris, and you're probably a bit like me. Brown curly hair, beard, small childlike hands. And if you are like me, then you're probably a bit rubbish with technology. Like I'm really bad with technology. I can't really get the hang of it. I'm always getting my laptop confused with my sat nav, right? And like quite recently, it got us in a bit of bother because I ended up typing Twitter into my sat nav, and I ended up in an owl sanctuary in Kent. Didn't want to be there. It was terrible. I'm really bad with cars as well. Like, I'm not what would you call like a car person, right? I don't know how cars work and things like that. I know a lot of men do, but I don't know anything like that. All I know is that you put a key in the car and then you turn it and then the car goes, and to me that's just magic, that's that's all I need to know. That's how I can explain it, right? But I think that's why I get ripped off a lot. I got ripped off when I bought a car like last year. It was like my first car. And I got it from a used car salesman, right? And like I drove like halfway back to my house, and it broke down, right? And I was like, oh, great, typical. So I rang for the AA, right? And they came down. The guy came over. He lifted up the bonnet, and he went, yeah, I can see what your problem is there, mate. It's like, come here, I'll show you, right? And I was like, all right, what's going on? Right, what's happened is, right, basically your engine is being replaced by a small family of Mexicans, and they're operating the vehicle using a series of pedals and levers. I was like, oh, no, really? Oh, so that's no good then, is it not? So, well, not really, no. I mean, ideally, you would need an engine, to make it go. I was like, oh, no. Well, at least that explains why the glove box was full of nachos. And I was like, oh, I was furious because I got ripped off, I was really like, oh, I was pissed off. I suppose it happens to everyone, everyone's bought a car and its engine's been full of Mexicans. I mean, it's a common thing, so you just gotta get over it. So I'm really bad with technology, I'm really bad with cars, and I'm not really that good with women either. I mean, luckily, I'm in a relationship now, it's going pretty well, so there's a good chance that I won't die alone, which is nice, But I haven't in the past. I've been really terrible with women. Like, I used to get dumped quite a lot. That was my thing. I used to get dumped, and I went out with this one girl, and we were going out for about like a month or something. And I started to get the feeling that she wanted to end things when she left me at a train station with a little suitcase and a sign around my neck saying, "Please look after this bear." I thought, things aren't going to go well, so I got dumped, and I lost a lot of confidence, and it was really bad. And I ended up, I joined a dating agency, and due to a clerical error, I ended up getting set up on a date with me dad, which wasn't ideal. I mean, I don't know if anybody has ever been on a blind date with a dad before. But I'll be honest with you, it's a bit awkward, I turned up at the restaurant, and the waiter showed us to the table, and I got there, and lo and behold, sitting at the table, was me dad, right? And so I felt a bit embarrassed. He looked a bit embarrassed as well, so we just pretended like we didn't know each other, That's when I was like, oh, hello, how you doing? Pleased to meet you and everything. And like we sat down, and it actually ended up being one of the best dates I've ever been on, it was fantastic, it was a great meal, great conversation, like the wine was flowing, it was really great, and except towards the end of the night, he started doing like a few sort of dad-like things, and like I was trying to pay for the bill, right, and the waiter he brought it over, and then my dad was like, oh, I'll get this, right, and he was like, oh, where's my wallet? What have I done with my wallet? Oh, where's my money? It's here somewhere. And he looked at us, and he went, hang on a minute. What's that behind your ear? 50 pence! Oh, put it down on the table, right? I looked again, said, hang on, there's another one of that 50 pence. And he continued to produce these 50 pence pieces from behind my ear until it came up to now in the bill, which was about like £60, so it took a while. Afterwards, we went to the discotheque, we had a bit of a dance, a bit of fun, and I was like, I feel a bit tired, so I was like, I'm getting a bit tired now, I've got work in the morning, it's been a good day and everything, I think I should just head off. He was like, tired are you? Come on then. Put us on his shoulders, carried us all the way back to my house. So, oh, it was fantastic, really good, you know. I mean, I think on reflection, you know, my dad's not really what I'm looking for in a long-term girlfriend. But it was a fun night, so, you know, you can't take that away from him. One thing I'm really interested in, right, is like seaside tat. Like really like tacky seaside tat, right? It's a really like big interest of mine, and one of my favourite bits of like seaside rubbish, right, is the porn pen, right? Has anybody heard of the porn pen? You would have seen it, right? It's basically like a pen, and it's got a picture of a woman on the front, and then you turn the pen upside down, and the woman becomes naked, right? And that's the porn pen. That's what I call the porn pen. And I just think the guy who came up with that, you know, was such like he's like a visionary, you know, he's a real forward thinker, because he has a man who stood up, right, and said, no, you know, no longer will I have to have my pornography and my stationery separate. And bring them together, you know, and it's a beautiful thing, it's an amazing thing. And I was surprised that there weren't more examples of sexy stationery out there after that. So what I've done is I've come up with a few ideas of my own, and I'll show them to you. I've got a few prototypes with us. You know, I'll show you the first one. It's what it is, what I call it, the erotic protractor, right? The erotic protractor. And what it is, what I've done is I've just taken an everyday normal protractor, and I don't know if you can see this, but what I've done is I've written boobs on the front of it in a black Sharpie marker, you know. And I just think it makes it look a bit sexy, a bit more erotic, you know. You know, it's good stuff. Next one I came up with, right, I call it the sexy ruler, right, the sexy ruler. And again, you know, I've just taken an everyday normal ruler, and what I've done is I've sellotaped bits of the underwear to it, you know. You know, I think it just makes it a bit sexier, a bit more erotic, you know. Oh, I'd love to draw lines with that, you know. The next one, I call this the pencil sharpener that just lies there and takes it. Right, and that's what it is really. It's a nasty pen. It takes any length of pencil, you know. It doesn't care, you know. Oh, it bloody loves it as well. Oh, the bigger the better. You know, in fact, if anything, I'm passing moral judgments upon this pencil sharpener because of how promiscuous it is. You know, it's naughty. You know, it really is. And the next one, I'll be honest with you, I was starting to run out of ideas when I came up with this one. I call it the felt tip pen that you can stick up your arse. And, you know, I'll be honest, basically, I mean, that's just a felt tip pen, isn't it, really? I haven't really done anything else to it. You know, maybe if I was to sell it, I could maybe give away like a free lemon-scented wet wipe. So, you know, when you're finished with it, you can still do a bit of colouring in, so, you know, that's fun. And I really want to get me sexy stationery out there, you know, I really want to like promote it, and I thought, you know, the best thing to do would be get like a spokesperson, and I thought, you know, get like a celebrity who has a name that sounds a bit like an item of stationery. So I got a short list up, you know, had a Sean pen, you know, he's the obvious one, you know, Rula Lenska, that was another one, I thought she'd be up for it. And in the end, I decided, right, on this one person, right, I decided on former GMTV presenter, John Stapleton, right? Because to me, John Stapleton embodies everything about me sexy stationery. You know, he's got a name that sounds a bit like stationery, and he's out of all the ex-GMT presenters, he's probably the one who I think is the more sexual. You know, I think he probably does quite well with the ladies. He's quite suave. You know, and I've got a few facts about John Stapleton. First of all, John Stapleton, he doesn't have a little black book, right? He's just got the phone book, which is painted black. You know, another one, after John Stapleton finishes making love to a beautiful lady, he turns to her and he says, "You've just been stapled." It's his after-sex catchphrase. You know, we've all got one. I've got an after-sex catchphrase. It's just, sorry. Sorry about that. I'll try and do better next time, you know. Or sometimes I'll just say like, "Whoops," and then go to sleep, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm getting excited about working with John. I think it's going to be good fun. But thanks very much for listening. Thanks for your feedback. Happy birthday, Jenny. Good night. Thanks.